Alright.
If only I had.
Okay. So maybe just deluding himself then?
Sad Luke, sir. Kelwyn has cleared away the pests who were bothering your Talos. It should be left alone for the time being. Excellent news, but I expect he'll need a good polishing when he returns. The most troublesome ones are often the most endearing, eh? Oh, sir. You've done me a fine service, thank you. Indeed, thank you, Kelwyn. I never could have fought such creatures myself. If I might impose upon you for the next task as well.
And no problem. We're committed to this now.
The Cape in Bloom. Ulysses appears determined to complete the last of Siluk's tasks. Thank you again for staying. I honestly could not do this without you. Siluk, sir. Were there any more tasks you had for us? Just one last thing. I want you to gather some pretty flowers from the split hull as a gift for my darling wife.
Okay, the split hull being that cape that we went to explore earlier that did have a very nice flower field.
She went out for her usual walk.
Is his wife dead?
But has yet deigned to come home. I fear I may have said something to sour her mood. Understand. We shall gather a lovely bouquet for her then. Well, Kelwyn, will you accompany me to the Cape for some flower picking?
Sure. Okay. Is this maybe has this lady talked to this man before and it's just like, you know, maybe tried to talk sense into him before? You know, like, it could be like, I don't know, did he get like a brain injury thing? You know? Is he being like, is it a disease? Like, what was happening with that guy? Like, because otherwise you're just sort of like... No, also the cape is out this way, so that's where we're getting flowers. But what's this? Follow the grain. Okay, hold on. We'll complete this first, and then we'll continue with the other side quests. Like, this quest is either going to end or it was all a misunderstanding. or something different. Oh, this is not the right place. Up, the split hull's over there. Whoops, this is something completely different. Wrong cape. Alright, well, we're here. Might as well do this one. Forthright Farmer. So this guy's looking into some creature that was screeching or whatever and giving people headaches and scaring people away from this watch post. If I don't hear anything, maybe we should split up and have more of a look around. Once you're satisfied there's not to find, you can meet me back here at the lighthouse. Okay. Hold on, we're looking around over this way. Right, surveying. The waters here swell and crash with cacophonous violence, rivaling the stormy sea of Lenosha. Of course. Nope, all the way down here. Carbuncle follows us there to the little squeak. You hear nothing but the lapping of waves. Up there, perhaps? Oh, nope, right here. Oh. Okay. The very edge of this circle. Surveying. You think you hear a faint noise, but maybe you imagined it. Okay. Okay. Well, we've heard nothing, but maybe the inkling of a noise. Oh, did you find something, lad? I heard it. That terrible voice. The pain. I can feel my head splitting in half. The farmer seems to be in no state to talk. Perhaps you can soothe him with a few calming words. Shh. It's alright, dude. It's alright. Is this magic? Can we assume to this guy? I think I might live. Thank you. That keening din seemed to pierce my very skull. I've never heard the likes of it. If there truly exists a sea witch who murders sailors with her cursed screams, then that is how I imagine her voice would sound. At least now we know which areas are too dangerous to approach. Come, we must return to Wright so we can share this with the others. Oh no, I'm gonna slay it. I'm gonna slay it. What do you mean you know which areas are too dangerous to approach?
Let me slay it. We shall find it and exorcise it from this place. Exorcise, whatever.
Alright, now we go over to the other cape. Enemy of the flowers. Wrong cape. There's also the guy at the shipyard that we have to check in on, so we'll do that as well on the way. Alrighty. Up there he is. Oh, there's also a couple other people out here as well. Grithel, hello. Got business with us, sinner. We don't build ships here no more, if that's what you're after. Nope. Yeah, apparently these guys are mostly just salvagers. I'm bored out of my wits. A moment of excitement. I'd give all the planks in the world just for a moment of excitement. Alright, well-built woodworker. Hello. Something I can do for you, stranger. Yeah, your wife is worried about you? Well, beat me with a hammer hasn't been that long. I was aiming to salvage the planks from this old hull, but she's giving me more trouble than I can bargain for. Bit of a waste to leave all this lumber lying around. Not much call for seaworthy ships since the light ate up half the world, you understand. So I reckoned if it were better for a woodworker like me to put into good use. These boards, though, they're so tightly joined I can't pull the bleeding things loose. Here, do me a favor and sprinkle some of this powder on the joints along the keel. It'll help work on this end, and with any luck I can make it home before the wife stomps down here to fetch me herself. Alright, will do. Just a pinch of that powder on each of the keel joints, if you please. Alright, powdered crystal. This jar holds the red tinted dust of ground up fire crystal. Oh. Okay, we didn't hold that animation long enough for it to process. Here we go. Alright, dude, job's done. I should do the trick. Powdered fry crystal is the best thing for melting wood glue. Just pour a little water and the steam will take care of the rest. This ought to be a one-man job now, thanks to you. Oh, and if you could let the Noirs know I'll be done with that within the hour, then you'll have helped me out of two rough spots today. Headed back to Wright, friend. I'd appreciate if you could tell the Noirs I'll be home sooner rather than later. Alright, I'll tell you just got caught up in a particularly difficult task. Alright, but also first, out to collect some flowers as well. Up there she is. Elise. This is almost pleasant, isn't it? Aside from the aggressive wildlife, of course. Yeah, it's a very nice place. I should tell you about Saluk's wife. She was killed, I knew it, in the Ida incident. Although I imagine you already suspected as much, I did. They made such a sweet couple. Every day they would walk up to this cape hand in hand, and she would gaze out over the flowers with this warm, contented smile. Saluk himself has some training as a warrior. He would guard her as if she were a princess, and he her gallant knight. I'm sorry. It's just... Wounds of the heart are slow to mend. Is Saluk fit to serve as mayor? He's got more than just wounds of the heart here, so I'll say the second line. Like, we could be like very kindly here. Maybe it is that wounds of the heart are slow to mend. Because he's also, like, deluded himself here. We'll tell it like it is. Is Saluk fit to serve as mayor? There are none who care for Wright and his people more than he. The villagers and I are certain that Saluk will rise to the occasion. He just needs a little more time. Okay. It has been a year, and we are still suffering. Some seek to bury the misery beneath cheery faces, and others are yet trapped in the memories of the past. Saluk, I fear, is one of the latter. But if a bouquet of flowers is what it takes to help him through this, help him through his sadness, then I would pick every bloom from this cape. Will you give me a hand to find some of the prettier flowers? Pray, think of it as a tribute to the deceased. Okay. Well, we gotta fight this beastie. Just take it out with a couple of regular ruins here. Alright, beautiful bloom. Doing in the flowers. Elise, choose the ones with the brightest petals. Those are the kind you love best, I think. Alright. Let's see what we have. Beautiful bloom, a vibrantly colored flower picked from the split hull. Yes, these are beautiful, thank you. Saluk will be pleased. Let's take them back to Stonegazer before they get crushed in some scuffle. Alright, will do, will do. Stonegazer being the tower. Up, okay, no fighting along the way, no fighting along the way. Alright, let's actually go back and hand a couple of the quests that we've completed here. We'll hand in these couple of quests on the way back, and then we'll go up to the tower. Oh yeah, here she is, here she is. It was. We are back. Your husband, he okay, he just got distracted.
He's all right then. Oh, that's a relief. Wright's had its share of troubles, and a wife does worry. What? He had you helping strip planks? Oh, the cheek of that man. Still, we're lucky his father taught him the trade at all, even if he uses those skills to take ship apart instead of building them. A woodworker puts food on the table, so I'm grateful to his family for keeping up the traditions.
Yeah, plus, you know, like, who knows, like, ships are still useful, right? Like, even if you're not, like, doing the big sea travel, like, smaller ships can be useful for, like, fishing and shit. And, you know, like, maybe some of the bigger ships can be eventually, like, used to cross the waters to the mainland, right? And if you can set up trade. Now, I know, like, right now you can't because, or maybe you could, but, you know, like with, I guess, like with the Sin Eaters roaming about and stuff like that, trade would be much more difficult to achieve. But yeah. I think there would be a usefulness to keeping this skill alive. But obviously if you're living, like, if you're barely surviving, you know, like if it's, like, not worth the time and energy, like, well, it's understandable. But at least they're using it here for something. And once again, smaller ships still, they could do that. For fishing.
And I'm grateful to you for bringing me peace of mind. Please take this for your kindness.
An ether current and some, like, gill and stuff like that. Thank you. Alright. And then also the fourth Wright farmer here. Are you sure you don't want us to slay that thing, man? I could do it. I could do it. Now that I've had a chance to calm down, I feel a little embarrassed by my early behavior. No, dude, it was okay. If your mind got pierced by a fucking magical scream or whatever, dude, like... I think stories of sea witches and the like may have fed my panic. But not everyone put stock in the old tales, it seems. There was talk of a girl from Gate Town who's taken to visiting the lighthouse to practice her singing... Oh yeah, we did that quest. Wait, you don't think that awful keening could have been... No, surely not. Yeah, we couldn't hear her singing over the waves, but if she was doing so much as to anger the beasties... Dude. Uh-oh. Thank you for standing by me during the terrifying ordeal, and be wary of wailing sea witches should you find yourself near the clave again. It pierced my skull! The sound of her singing. Oh no. I was wondering if maybe her singing was bad. Poor lass. Alright, and we're back. Luke, anything else to say?
If I could but start the day over.
Okay, so he's not completely deluded. He knows of the day, he's just maybe willfully trying to ignore it. Shut it out of his mind.
We made it, and the flowers are none the worse for wear.
Aquí.
Sir Luke, can I have a turn with a bouquet for your wife? Splendid, thank you. Now perhaps she will come back to... Dude, I'm sorry. Euless, forgive me. I've asked such cruel things of you. And I must apologize to you as well, Kelwyn.
Nah, it's okay, dude. I understand. Though, yeah, you didn't need, like, I need a sickle for your dead father. that was a bit, eh.
My beloved wife, my dear neighbors, so many gone. After it happened, despair became my only company. I could not even save my closest friend when his torment was plain for all to see. I could never forgive myself. So I embraced this delusion, thinking that maybe if I tried hard enough, if I truly believed they were still alive, the events of that day would fade away like the nightmare it was.
That's not how the world works. If only wishing made it so.
But I succeeded only in hurting those around me.
Yeah. Yeah. Your friends, your family, they cared for the village, right? Carry the will forward. I understand why you did what you did, sir. Truly I do.
You always were such a sweet child. I'll place the flowers you brought on her grave. She would have loved them. As for me assuming the role of mayor, I'm sorry, but I cannot give you a decision just yet.
Take as long as you need. In fact, I might need a little time to recover myself. Kelwyn, if you could give me a moment or two, of course. Up, camera pan upwards.
I am grateful for your understanding and the flowers you brought. My wife would have very much approved of this selection.
Ooh, look at that Lassus Chokibo. Very nice Chokibo. I like the white Chokibo with like the brown armor. It's very nice. All right. Euless awaits a decision from Siluk. Okay. Thank you for your patience, Kelwyn. Siluk still appears to be wrestling with his thoughts, but perhaps we can help him come to a decision. You'd say you wanted time. Would it be alright to argue our point here? Sir, I don't mean to press you, but you have arrived at an answer to my proposal. Yeah, we don't want to press him for an answer too much.
Not exactly, no. There's another matter I have yet to reconcile.
Would you mind sharing this matter with us?
Well, it goes back to the day that the Eater attacked the village. I was taking my turn as a lookout here at Stone Gazer.
It's a duty we take very seriously. They say when the tower was originally built in the time before the flood, they were worried about dwarves and mountain bandits, but these days...
Yes, there are far worse prowling around, and I failed to spot it. The Sin Eater which came that day did not appear as the other monstrosities I have seen. From a distance, it simply looked like a person. I wanted to be sure before I rang the warning bell, but I waited too long. Many who could have fled died because of my hesitation.
The Sin Eater looked like a person? Like, we do know that Sin Eaters can come in different forms, but most of the ones that we've encountered... Well, there was that one that looked like an angel. The one that killed... The one that turned Tesleen. Like a warrior angel sort of vibe.
How could a man of such faulty judgment ever serve you as mayor? What comfort can I offer those whose loved ones were needlessly slain?
Dude, man, you just didn't know, but you know now, right? It's not your fault you didn't know.
What comfort can I offer those whose loved ones were needlessly slain? None. Not whilst the abomination itself yet roams free to kill again.
Oh, is it still in the vicinity? I can do it. I'll kill it. I say.
You would take vengeance on our behalf.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I would.
That is good. For we were powerless before its might. Should the Eater show its cursed face again, then I pray you are strong as you appear.
I know nothing of the roads you have walked or the battles you have fought, so I can but echo what Siluk has said. Our prayers will be for your victory. Don't worry, I'm fairly confident. Who knows, though, if this is super powerful, but if it's wandering the countryside, I have to try. We can't let half a village be slaughtered again. Well, sir, you've heard Cohen's words. Talk of vengeance aside, I do not believe the villagers, either living or dead, hold you responsible for the actions of that monster. Yeah. And yet I cannot fault you for wanting to remain distant. Pray forgive me for pestering you so.
Nay, 'tis I should beg forgiveness. Though you have lost as much as anyone, I left you to shoulder the burden of leadership alone.
Yeah. We all mourn in our own ways, though. But yeah, Euless here was strong and took up leadership here to wait for you to come to terms. Yeah, you could have been helping her. Take the lesson forward, then. All will be well with you back among us again. Come, let us return to the village as I've said. It's unsafe to linger here for long. Kelwyn, one last escort back to Wright if you would. Wait, are we not killing the thing? Wait, there they are, Euless. Oh, Siluk? He's standing out here now.
What is my place now in all this?
Hey, Euless. My thanks for your protection, Kelwyn, not to mention your unfailing patience. It's my hope now that Siluk has unburdened his mind. Now that Siluk has unburdened his mind to us, his heart will be that tiniest bit lighter. I, for one, feel ready to face another day. After all, I have my friends and neighbors here to help me face it. Like, yeah, together. There was one last thing I wanted to show both you and Siluk. It has to do with Wright's traditional industry, if you were interested in taking a look. Oh good, I was worried you had enough of me. My last aim for you then will be to have a word with Siluk and bring him to the barley fields at the front of the village. I'll be there tending the crops until you arrive. Alright, Siluk, we're taking you to the barley fields.
Kelwyn, I'm grateful for your understanding and the flowers you brought. My wife would have very much approved of the selection. Now, was there something you wish to discuss with me?
Yeah, to the barley fields we go.
And Euless wants me there as well, does she? We had best head over the fields then.
Alright, to the fields. Right, Siluk?
How long has it been since I've set foot in these fields?
It's been a year since the incident and you've just like wandered off or been living in that tower or what? Euless?
This is what I wanted to show you. This barley crop right here.
This was your father's plot, wasn't it? And you've been tending to it in his absence.
Every single day, I wanted to see his plans come true.
His plans?
Yes, he dreamed of restoring things to how the history books said they once were, before the flood ruined everything.
Want to take to making the famous ale of this town again?
Our village has long been known as a place of artisans. Even the name Wright is a nod to all the craftsmen that once made their home here. In years gone by, it said a line of tattles would stretch down the road, arms bearing lumber, and the shipyard would echo with the calls of shipwrights hard at work. And when the day was done, they would gather here to share an ale in the village. My father, he'd hoped to brew the traditional Wright ale with the barley from this crop, to one day tap a barrel with his family and dear friends, and raise a toast to the future.
Alas.
Luke, Kelwin, will you raise a mug with me when the day comes?
If I'm here, of course. Or maybe when I pass through and there's mail, sure.
Of course I will.
Smile and nod.
Ah, but my dear girl, the land here does not nourish the crops as it once did. I fear it will be some time ere you'll have barley fit for the ale you have in mind. In the meantime, will you help me with the rest of Clifton's plans?
The rest?
He wanted things the way they once were, did he not? Though we must first recover from the tragedy which was visited upon us. There's no simple solution, but I mean to do what I can to lead our community out of the mire of pain and grief.
Fuck yeah, he's gonna take up mayorship, let's go!
Assuming you are still willing to have me as mayor.
Yes, of course, sir. Thank you.
Fuck yeah, the hope does not die in this township, ma'am.
I was set to live out the rest of my life in denial, but you and Julius have opened my eyes to the eyes of this old fool to what needs to be done. And for that, you have my thanks.
Good.
Now I'd best get to work. I have folk to talk to and plans to make. When you're finished here, Ulysses, I should appreciate your assistance.
There he goes, a changed man. Are we not slaying this Sin Eater though? We said we would slay the Sin Eater and it's not part of this quest line. I think, based on the name that was given, this is kind of like just leaving us in the lurch here, but I think based on the name that was given, I think it's might be something to do with the role quests. But what an interesting thing to not have a conclusion to as part of this quest line. They don't even tell us that, oh yeah, you'll slay it in the future. Probably.
Well, Kelwin, I think this is where we finally part ways. Thank you again. Like the only reason I know that because I know a little bit of the role quests. But like, if I didn't, I'd be like, what the fuck? Why aren't we slaying the Sin Eater here? We said we would do it. Well, Kelwin, I think this is where we part ways. Thank you again for all you have done for us. The people of Wright will go on, even under the weight of our sorrow. It might not happen this day or the next, but together we'll find ways to make things better, to recapture the prosperity of this village once had.
Fuck yeah, lass.
I look forward to when you next visit. With any luck, I'll be waiting to put a frothing mug of ripe brewed ale in your hand.
I look forward to that time. Keep fighting the good fight, lass. Alright, so that was it for that little quest line. We got a couple more of the side quests from here that we need to do before we head to Alphino in Gate Town. So we've got to follow the trail of grain to the bandit camp, and then investigate a haunted bridge as well. Just those two. Here we go. This is the trail of scattered grain that'll lead us to the camp. Trail of grain continues east. Trail of grain takes a sharp turn to the south. Up some beasties. Mushu. Up there's a cabin. And it's located. Formerly Eulmore soldier. Hey dudes. Listen, that village over there needs protection, eh? Maybe you stop stealing and maybe you do some work in the fields and protect the village and maybe you guys, you know, and come to a mutual understanding. We've got a sneaky rat, boys. Better grab it by the tail before it squeaks to its mates. Try me, bitches. Let's go. Bahamut. Up, or we kill them all. What the f- Okay. Well, they're all dead now. Assumedly. I'd like to say we just injured them, but, you know, or we murdered, you know, who knows. Alright, and then, holy shit, that bridge is all the way out that way. Okay. A little bit of the travel distance to this bridge, apparently. It's the big bridge, I think. There was a bigger bridge in the distance that we didn't get to go to. It's along the river that leads down from that waterfall. Right, a little bit of an abandoned farmstead here, and then here's the bridge. There it is in the distance. Fairly tall bridge, fairly tall bridge. Now let's shake this wolf off our tail before we go to destination here. All right. So we're supposed to, it says, with chat mode and say, enter the phrase, we're supposed to say the name of the person who died here. Right. Say is Mela. Oh, okay, well, there is ghosts. I was gonna say, is there gonna be ghosts here? There is. shot called a ghost exorcised. Turns out it was haunted. Also, for science, can we go down here? Can we swim in? Well, this is shallow enough to walk, I think, but I mean, we should be able to swim, right? Yeah, here we go. Must check behind waterfall. The video gamer in me demands. Nope, nothing behind the waterfall. Well, we can at least say we tried. Alright, let's head back to the village then. Actually, you know, fuck it. It's a pretty far enough walk back. We're just gonna teleport. They have an ether right there. We're just gonna teleport. Also, you know what? Just to say we've fully explored this southern part of the zone. I don't think we'll be able to get to the northern part of the zone until we've unlocked flying, or maybe, or until later in the questing. But we can at least fully explore this southern section of this map. And then back to the village, hand in those 2 side quests. And we'll be continuing with the main story. Alright, there we go. It's called The Ladder and the Bottom Rung. Alright. Maybe ancient lift to the top. It's called The Ladder. Or maybe it had something to do with the Talos robots. Alright, hasta we are back.
Took care of them. I can hardly believe it. We work long and hard for the food we harvest, and to have it all snatched away by those brutes. You'd think with all the training and discipline they'd have an easy time adjusting to an honest life in the field. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But I suppose some men are cruel by nature. At least there are good people like you still around who renew my faith in the world. Yeah, well, thanks.
No problem. Alright, and then to talk to this guy about the haunted bridge.
There were 2 spirits. I think I see. The young lady was with child. Say what? It truly was Ghost of Isabella then. Perhaps. May their souls be returned to the sea of stars. We can but pray that such tragedy never again visits us in this lifetime. And pray, forgive my frivolous words from before. I had thought only to give you a fright, and instead you gifted those spirits with the peace they deserved. Thank you.
Alright. That's it for the side quest here in the township of Wright. Let us return to Gate Town. So our boy Alpha, though, to hopefully gain entry here into the city of Eulmore. And then also let me switch over to White Mage for this. Alright, here we go. Now we're just awaiting the jesters who are apparently going to come and maybe ask for an artist if the tip that we got from Trystal is going to be true. Now we wait. This should be as good a place as any. Okie dokie. Waiting. Of course, here's the fucking trumpets again. Here they come.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for folks at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of a plum.
These guys are rhymers.
So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show.
I can paint portraits at least. Landscape and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. I mean, I feel like I guess like sometimes it can be hard, like definitely like if you don't do backgrounds and stuff like that, then yeah, it's more difficult. And all the stuff we've seen from Alphino is indeed portraits.
Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof do you have of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person?
Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Nice, Alphino. Sadly not. I'm so in such demand. This is Calcabrina's theme from Heaven's Word, the anti-tower dungeon. Oh, with the weird dolls. I see. It's probably a reference then to one of the Final Fantasies. Or maybe not. Maybe they just decided to use the theme again. This is a very appropriate theme for these gestures. What was that last line there? Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amount of service. I mean, you could make a brush look worn very easily, but alright.
Aha, ho ho, flecks of paint both old and new, a tool much loved and much used.
Okay, fair enough, it's got flecks of paint in it then mayhaps, but once again, that still doesn't testify to skill.
Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test.
Okay, so there is a test that must be passed. Yeah. Also, I'm just tagging along.
And who is this hanger on? Well-wisher or parasite?
I help make paints for the artiste here. I'm very important.
Why, this is my assistant. She whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I will go with her or not at all.
Thanks, Alphino.
Parasite, then. We shall leave her fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to Eulmore's sweet embrace.
Just look here, they're waiting for the meal or whatever.
Oh, mercy me, the meal! We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back.
These guys are way too excited for whatever this fucking meal shit is. Oh, here we go. Ooh, an aetherite. Will be a tuning. Will be.
Redemption is
Oh,
beyond us.
new zone thing. Redemption is beyond us. Oh no.
The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days.
Dumbasses. Do you not wish more for the future of you and yours, of your children?
Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Bullshit. Cal Sabrina themselves are from Final Fantasy IV, and these jongleurs themselves are also based on Zorn and Thorn, who are jesters from Final Fantasy IX. Oh, cool beans, cool beans. They do like their Final Fantasy references here, and I think a lot of like the first here, a lot of like the terminology and stuff like that is also like heavily based on the other Final Fantasies. Okay, so yeah, this is the way to Gate Town this way. Okay. Is there even more people that have set up here? Okay. Nunci-Lu, hello. Did you need something? Oh, the lore lass. Okay, what do you do here? Oh, I've lived here for ages, 10 years at least. It was my mother who brought me, though she's dead now, of course. It's funny, I ought to feel sad to think of her, but I don't. Don't feel much of anything anymore, really. Jesus. I suppose that there's not much point to it. I have nothing to love, nothing to hope for, so why bother? I know I'll never get up there to Eulmore proper. I'll live here stealing their scraps and then I'll die here. That's all. Damn. What kind of place is this? It's called the Derelict, after those hulking shipwrecks from the flood. I suppose, though these days there's nothing in the whole bleeding place that the name doesn't apply to. The buildings, the past, the people, all forsaken. Just sitting here and waiting to rot. Oh, we survive, I suppose, like maggots in a course. Feeding on whatever carrion we scratch in the city, but live. Oh. Wow. Kimet, hello?
It may be a drafty shack, but I'm doing my best to make the place look nice. Just because the world is a terrible place doesn't mean I have to be miserable about it.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. To be sure.
Most of the wood and iron you see around the Derelict was scavenged from those old sunken ships. Not the finest material, but we managed well enough so far.
Is there a fucking brawl happening? You guys got the energy to fucking brawl over there? Alright. Mathesol, hello. I came to Eulmore looking for a better life, but I've never had much talent for any of the things they're seeking up there. I'm a damn hand at rebuilding shacks now, though, if I do say so myself. Dean, hello.
When they lay, you can bet I'll be the first at those eggs. Oh yes, no more going hungry on the days that don't come to give us meal. Not for me.
All right, that's good. Raising chickens here, okay. Or just waiting for the moment for them to lay an egg, or else somebody else is gonna yoink it. Like what? Chalet.
You're looking to speak to Hathbet. Mind your manners. I realize he looks like that, but he's an honorable man, and I won't seem disrespected.
Hanging around here for free meal. Don't touch the stuff myself. Tastes like rotten socks. Rotten socks even.
Interesting. He doesn't touch the meal. Then how else do you get by? Why are you even still in this place then? Why don't you go to an Ethernet shard? And a sightseeing location on that ship. I don't think we can get there though. Moshe Leah. Seeing these huge ships split like so much firewood really makes you think, doesn't it? The flood must have been awe-inspiring in its own terrible way. Kalme? Oh, if you need directions, I'm afraid I'm not the best person to ask. I've but recently come here myself from the Crystarium. I was told not to mention the Crystarium, but alright. Thought I'd see what all the fuss is about. So far I haven't been able to get in to see the so-called gilded paradise of Eulmore, but it's fine. I can be very stubborn when the situation calls for it. Oh, there's a way up this way. Gwenford, hello. I just like, Alphina's just like, alright, we finally made it to the city. I just rush off in the first direction. Kelwyn! Lots of discarded objects end up here. Some valuable. I figure that if I work the gold from them into something nice, at least one of those Eulmorans will recognize my talent. Mayhap. Gold crafting. I mean, once again, they must be getting their things from somewhere. Alright, here we go. / lookout. The Derelicts. This shantytown provides shelter for the destitute masses which huddle around the base of Eulmore. Many have built shacks with the planks scavenged from the Derelicts, sea vessels left to rot once the flood of light made the oceans impassable, while others simply squat in whatever remains of the ship's broken hulls. Alright, does this go? Okay, yeah, it does. It goes all the way around. Alright. Oh, look at this. They start growing things in some of these ships. Very nice. An apothecary. Thoric. Oh, look at this guy. What is it, Can't you let this old rat sit in peace? Okay. Ooh, Ethernet shard. Zia Botst. Hello. The food we get from Eulmore is mainly meal and the produce that isn't pretty enough for the rich to stomach. Combined with fresh fish, though, it makes a damn fine stew. Fair enough. Is this thing did they just toss shit over the railings? This is just like, look at all this stuff. There's Thinda, hello. I'm keeping a lookout for anything tossed down from Eulmore that might need saving from the briny deep, like valuables or people. Yeah, there was that one guy that was apparently just tossed over. Like, that's considered the justice of Eulmore. That one guy wasn't even like, didn't even do anything wrong. He just he wasn't needed anymore as an artist, and they were just like, just toss him over like trash. Up, this one's not of use anymore. This one's broken. Like, what the fuck, dude? Coralue. The free citizens discard things without a second thought. I've already found a silk dress and a golden comb here. If I get some matching shoes and grow my hair, I can probably slip into the city. Oh. Pretend you're a noble? Ooh. Oh, there's an morrow keep. Alright, unlock that location there real quick for that one. Zoe Chor.
There's some fine clothes you have there. Who's your supplier?
I came with these. Buffalo.
12, 13. How dare you surprise me, and now I've lost count again.
You are at 13.
I never was good with numbers. Whose idea was it to put me in charge of the supplies? Oh, hey, Runic.
Alright, we're gonna keep exploring. Is there anything out this way? I don't think so. I think we've looped our way back. Fernrick. I came here looking for my, a friend of mine. Bit of a shite town in it. Certainly is. Hathburn?
Come inside and see my dance, an experience you won't soon forget, free of charge. Just make sure you tell all your free citizen friends.
I'm not a free sightseeing location. Is there a way to parkour up there? I don't know if this is like a jump I can make. Maybe I have to go from over here. Maybe a little bit further. Nope. This guy's just hanging off this thing here. Maybe from here. Okay, here we go, here we go. Yeah, this is definitely the way. Okay, I'm gonna wait on my sprint. I'm gonna wait on my sprint. I want to be able to make it across here. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, brave soul. I just wanted to sprint. All right. We're not going across this way. Is this a leap we make? Nope. I thought that was a leap we could make. I was just like, okay, I got 3 seconds on sprint. I'm going again. Maybe there is a more roundabout way.
Cohen is climbing the fucking shacks.
What the fuck is Cohen doing?
It's a sightseeing location, Alphino.
She's... what? What's this say? Aethernet shard. Hold on, we got another one here. Oh, never mind. Was this where we needed to go? Well, this is a lot easier than I thought it was. That whole whatever little longer thing, that was a wild goose chase. Alright, here we go. Those were very particularly placed path, though. The grand entrance leads into... the Glory Gate. The grand entrance leads into the buttress layer of Eulmore, a sudden and jarring shift into a world of splendor. Crowds of hopeful petitioners yearn for the chance to pass through its iron-bound doors, but the path to glory is far narrower than the width of the gate would suggest. Okay. Alright, well, I don't know what that whole path was. A very particular path, but apparently leading us nowhere. Unless there is something, like, maybe within one of those buildings? Like maybe one of the secondary layers that I just didn't notice. All right. I was gonna say like maybe up there or somewhere, but nah, this is fine. All right. Let's get into Eulmore then.